Okay, let's rewrite the instructions of what we did last time for completing the square. Again, this is very nice that they tell us to complete the square, that we don't have to try to factor this. We got fractions, which people don't like. Okay, first of all, what did we want to do? We wanted to get x squared plus something x by itself. Right now I have a 9 over 2 on this side. And we got fractions here. I'm going to move the 9 over 2 to the other side. I almost have x squared plus x by itself. But what's wrong? Not everything's wrong. X squared plus x. What do I have by itself? What's wrong? The 1/2 in front, right? What could you do to both sides of the equation to get rid of that half? Multiply everything by 2. We're going to multiply this whole side by 2, and we're going to multiply this whole side by 2. Because what you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other. Now, when you multiply this side by 2, everything's going to get multiplied by 2. So I'm going to get x squared plus 6x. And over here on the other side, and I'm going to leave a space here so I can complete the square. I'm going to just get 9, because 9 over 2 times 2 is just 9. And I'll leave space here to complete the square. Right? Step 1, x squared plus x by itself on one side. And then once you've done that, I guess you could call it step 2. We're going to leave that space to complete the square. X squared plus 6x. This, right? Shortcut, we know this is going to have to divide by 2, so this is going to have to be plus 3. Then in my green space, what would have to be here? Plus 9, so I have to add 9 to that side as well. And we'll get x plus 3 squared equals 18. Now we can square root both sides. And we'll get x plus 3 equals plus or minus root 18. Move the 3 over. Can you simplify that? Yes. 18 is the same as 3 root 2. You'll notice at the bottom of the page they didn't simplify it. You will be expected to have it in simplified form every single time. So there's part A. I slide it up. Part B. I got negative 5x squared minus 10x. I'm going to move the 2 over to the other side. Problem is of the negative 5 in front. How do I get rid of the negative 5 in front? Divide both sides by negative 5. What's going to happen when you divide this whole side by negative 5? It's like dividing this one by negative 5 and this one by negative 5. And then dividing the right side by negative 5 as well. Now I'll get positive x squared plus 2x. Leave space for completing the square. Is a fraction. Leave space for completing the square. What's it going to be? Divided by 2, we're going to get plus 1. When I square 1, I'm going to get plus 1. How do you add fractions? Need a common denominator. Can you see that 1 would be 5 over 5? 2 over 5 plus 5 over 5? 7 over 5. We needed to add these together. So I needed to get a common denominator. And I changed 1 to 5 over 5. And then I can add that together and get 7 over 5. Now I've got a single square. I can square root both sides. X plus 1 equals plus or minus square root of 7 over 5. Your answer has left it like this. But you learnt in the last unit that you are not allowed to have square roots on the bottom. I know. So this is the same as this, right? Square root of 7 over square root of 5. How do I get rid of that? How do I rationalize?
By timesing both sides by the square root of 5.
Square root of 5 and square root of 5 there. You get negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 35 all over 5. Okay? In university, they will want you to make this a single fraction. Can you see that you could add these fractions if you had a common denominator and you changed negative 1 to 5 over 5? And if I changed negative 1 to 5 over 5, then I'd have a common denominator, and then I could put them together. Eventually. Eventually we'll do it like that. So there's our two answers, negative 5 plus root 35 over 5 and negative 5 minus root 35 over 5. Kate. This means plus or minus. Because sometimes we could add them, and the other answer is when we subtract them. Yeah. Because I wanted to get x by itself. So to do that, I'd have to subtract 1 on both sides. Yes.
Why is it plus or negative between negative 1 and
Because when we square root both sides, every time we square root both sides, we always have to add that plus or minus.
yes.
Lots. Right.